This is Ellen Dill, a medical student at the University of Washington School of Medicine. This is an educational video describing what an IRB, or an Institutional Review Board, is. The learning objectives are as followed. So, you want to start research. Where do we begin? First off, it's important to register your research with an Institutional Review Board. An institutional review board is an oversight group which is registered with the federal government to monitor research involving human subjects. As listed below, this IRB will protect the safety, rights, and well-being of participants and ensuring compliance. An IRB can have different names. For example, in Kenya, this board is called an Ethical Review Committee. It's important to note that IRB approval is necessary prior to starting data collection. When submitting your research for IRB approval, your committee will have varying degrees of components they request. Typically, a form will have the following components. It will be important to include things such as the background of your study, the timeline, objective, type of study, the intention of the study, for example, curative intent or purely educational, the participants of the study, the procedures, if any, the method, the analysis of the data, as well as the storage and access of information. These, as well as other components, will be required in an approval form given to you by your specific IRB committee. It's important to note that IRB approval can take weeks to months to obtain, and it is a good idea to check with your IRB office about timelines and deadlines to ensure you have the necessary approvals before you begin data collection. You may be wondering, which IRB do I use? The first step is to check with your home institution. If there is no IRB at your home institution, you will need to register a review committee with the research oversight organization in your country. For example, researchers in Nigeria should contact the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research IRB. Your study will need approval with all appropriate institutional review boards. For example, if you are doing research outside of the United States, but you are partnering with a university inside the United States, you will need to submit your study for IRB approval at both institutions. Finally, I want to discuss the importance of informed and dynamic consent. Informed consent will promote patient autonomy, emphasize the most influential information for decision making. It should be presented in the appropriate participant-facing language and may require collaboration with participant communities. Consent is also dynamic, meaning it can be withdrawn at any time, and it's important to reconsent participants when new information or risks come to light. Vulnerable populations are at increased risk for coercion. These can be people such as pregnant women, prisoners, children, and disabled individuals. For these reasons, it's important to involve the IRB for guidance to minimize the potential for coercion. Thank you for listening to this video, and I hope you learn more about what an IRB is. Please reference your institution's IRB for more information on conducting research in a safe and effective way.